makers, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jeanette Fryer. I am the owner and maker of Jabel Chic. So you guys, for today's video, I thought I would do something totally different. Well, yeah, it's totally different. We are going to be making a tumbler with scrapbook paper. You guys, this process is like, it was a little challenging, you know, when I did my little test mode or whatever. But however, I think that you guys are going to find this tumbler very fun and moving forward. So I was a avid scrapbooker many years ago when my children were very small. So I still have tons of scrapbook paper left, and I just wanted to put that to use. So definitely it is going to go to use with my new fun method of using scrapbook paper for tumblers. Y'all, it is going to be so fun. So once again, makers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and please don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss out any of my future videos. Alright, so I think that is enough for me, you guys. So let's definitely get into this tumbler. Let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with this tumbler tutorial. So I am starting with a fully prepped and sanded tumbler. This is a 20-ounce skinny straight by Craft Haven. I have went ahead and painted it this blush satin. It's called Vintage Blush by Rustoleum. And I just think it's just such a pretty color. I may end up using this in a peekaboo because I just really love how it went on. It just went on really smooth. Alright, so let's get into our glitter colors. So you guys, I'm only using 2 glitters. I know. Alright, so we're going to be starting with Rose Gold Opal by Peachy Olive Glitters. And also we're going to go in with Sugar Cane for our little inset. It's like a kind of opaque, kind of glittery white. That is by Mr. Nola's Glitter. Alright, y'all, the fun part. Alright, so you guys, I got this really pretty scrapbook paper. So if you have not seen for the thumbnail, we are going to be wrapping a tumbler in scrapbook paper. And I am really excited to do this process. So this came in a paper pack that I got a long time ago. I think I got it from Michael's or something like that. But I used to be a very avid scrapbooker when my kids were younger, so I still have tons of scrapbook paper left. So I decided to put it to good use. So hence that is why I painted the tumbler this kind of rose gold color, because that is going to be a color in the tumbler as well. So I had went ahead and folded it in half. My intent is to kind of do like a kind of V-split thing here. However, I'm going to use my paper cutter. So I've folded it in half. So I'm going to use my paper cutter. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. And I'm just going to slice this in half. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply this scrapbook paper to my tumbler. So I have went ahead and folded my scrapbook paper in half, and this is just one of the halves that I was working with. And so of course I just used my large paper cutter to just fold it in half and just cut it in half. And then what I did is just take, this is a piece that I've already completed. I just took a piece and just kind of measured, you know, as to where I wanted it to end at, and I just sliced off the excess at the top. So I kind of want to, you know, right here, and then we're just going to wrap everything around. So we are going to be using the glitter glue to apply this scrapbook paper to our tumbler. So let's get that process started. Many times you have seen me use the glitter glue. This is the glitter glue crystal by Crystalite. So I have my makeup brush here that I use all of the time. So I have went ahead and flipped the scrapbook paper after cutting our little triangle out, and I have just flipped it over. I'm just going to cover the entire thing edge to edge. I want to make sure you cover all of it. We're just going to pretend this is vinyl. So I'm just going to put a piece of wax paper down just so I don't get my surface that I'm working on. And I'm just covering the entire piece. Such a pretty pattern. I had to get this on a cup. Kind of gonna work pretty fast here. All right, so next I am just going to get it centered on my tumbler, and I'm just centering it around the tape that I have at the top. And once I have it centered, I am just going to press the middle down. Okay, now with one edge, the middle down, I'm just gonna wrap it around. Okay, and it should line up with my tape. All right, since this is a skinny straight, it should be doing what it's doing. Okay, and then as always, I'm just gonna make sure everything is nice and tight. I think I'm just going to use just a tad more glitter glue before I close this in. I am just going to wrap it, overlap it. Overlapping. Where I'm going to have to use my paper trimmer to get out the excess, but that is perfectly fine because it is a little even coming right here. But I'm just going to get a little bit more glitter glue just to close the seam up. And you don't want to be working it, because this glitter glue can kind of rub off the color of your scrapbook paper, like make it, you know, bumpy and start warping looking. So you just want to kind of leave it alone. Okay, so when this dries up here, I'm just going to go in with my paper cutter, my paper trimmer, my cup edging tool, and just cut off this excess. Okay, just to get it one thing. All right, so we are going to let this dry. You guys, look how beautiful it looks. Oh, it just looks so beautiful already, and we haven't even did anything else to it. It's just so pretty. All right, so we're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start applying our glitters. So I wanted to show you the cup edging tool. You guys have seen me use this before. So since the scrapbook paper is a little thick, you are going to have to press really hard and just kind of like scrape up against it. And then when you hear it like kind of click through, that means it's gotten through the scrapbook paper. You're able to pull everything off. So everything is looking nice and good here. So as you can see, I did go ahead and pre-paint my tumbler. So I'm just going to wait till it's dry. And then I'm just going to go in there and clean up the paint that's kind of seeping through after I use the cup edging tool. All right, so you guys, I'm going to let this dry, and then like I said, we'll be back to applying the glitters. So this has been drying at least for about 30 minutes. I did go ahead and just use some washi tape because I did not want this line in the middle where we're going to apply the white glitter to be as wide as the width of electrical tape, only because I just wanted some of this gold glitter to show down here. So I went ahead and did that, just, you know, cut off the excess and just left this overlapping. I thought washi tape would be more forgiving since I have not added any sealer to the scrapbook paper, just to keep it from not lifting any of the design when I lift the tape off. So washi tape seems to be a little bit more gentle than electrical tape, of course. So to apply our rose gold opal glitter, I'm going to be using the glitter glue. I really like using this stuff lately. Like I said, just for small areas, not for a full coverage cup. So it's really working out. We have our glitter glue applied to our tumbler. I am ready to apply the glitter. I'm just going to use the shaker side hopefully, to apply this. I'm just trying to make sure I don't contaminate any of the scrapbook paper. Only needed one coat of glitter, and off camera I just went ahead and just took a piece of parchment paper and just rolled my tumbler in that, just to make sure I got all this glitter nice and flat. So now we're just going to remove the tape, because I do not want this to dry on here. Hopefully my scrapbook paper is not too disturbed. I would definitely seal it before I even put some tape on top of it, just to be on the safe side. So very, very, very important for the next step. I'm going to let this dry. However, after it dries, I'm going to seal everything with at least 2 coats of glitter glue before moving on to adding our white glitter in the middle, in this middle section that you see. So with scrapbook paper and using fabric, you want to make sure you at least seal it at least 6 times before doing your epoxy layers, because if you do not, when you go to apply your epoxy, your scrapbook paper or your fabric would look wet, and that is not the look that you want. So you guys, before we move on to the next step, I'm going to seal this at least 2 or 3 times with some glitter glue just to get that going. And then we're going to go in and apply, tape off everything and apply our white glitter that we have set aside. Guys, so here we are. I know it seems like I be doing a lot when I be taping off my tumblers. However, this is the only way that I know how to do it. So I went ahead and taped everything off, just left the triangle portion that we're going to apply the white glitter, because I am not the best with keeping glitter and paint from other sections. So just to make it easier while I have everything taped off, I went ahead and spray painted that section so it would give me optimum coverage. And I also just went ahead and applied some glitter glue by Colorflex. So now we're getting ready to apply our white glitter. So I have my paper down, and now we're just going to sprinkle glitter in this white section. So you guys, I just urge you to do whatever works for you. When you're making tumblers, whatever works for you is not going to work for someone else. So just give it a try. Cool beans. And I do need one more little coat, so I am just going to spray my tumbler really quick. And just apply a little more. So I did go ahead and remove all of the tape, and as you can see, I do not have any glitter transfer in my scrapbook paper or my glitter, and y'all, this is exactly what I want to happen. So when I'm taping everything off, it just gives me a peace of mind, and I just get those crisp lines that I am definitely looking for. So once again, I am going to seal this with a coat of matte clear by Rustoleum, and I am going to at least apply 2 more glitter coats of glitter glue. Not this glitter glue. It's going to be the regular glitter glue, you guys. So don't use this glitter glue to, let me grab the other glitter glue. You want to use this glitter glue when you are sealing your scrapbook paper or sealing your tumblers. This is the best. This right here is just for applying. I just use this one just to apply glitter. All right, so I am going to seal everything really good before I go in and apply 2 thin coats of epoxy, and then we'll be back for the decal process. So I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you at least seal your scrapbook paper at least 4, 5, 6 times before you go into your epoxy process, because you don't want that wet look if your scrapbook paper or your fabric is not sealed in this case. So here we are. I did apply a hefty coat of epoxy to this tumbler, and we are ready to do the decal process. So I did go ahead and sand the bottom edges. I did not sand the top edges because I do not want to disturb the scrapbook paper. So that will also determine how many layers of epoxy that I will have to do in the finishing process. But it is already smooth because I did seal everything at least 3 or 4 times with glitter glue before applying my coats of epoxy. So everything is nice and smooth. I cleaned the bottom and the inside. All right, so let's get on to the decal. So for this decal, I thought I would break up the, the busy pattern and apply this really fun decal that says Mama. And I just thought it was really perfect. I know Mother's Day is gone, but I'm just going to place this on my site. I am, along with other Mama series tumblers as well. So if that was something you want to check out, please check out my website or my Etsy page. So basically, I just went ahead and cut this about 3 inches by 3 and applied a white outset along with a rose gold inset. You guys have seen me do that process. So it's just white outline in rose gold. So here are the stripes that we're going to apply to our V portion. I have not attached them because you will see why later. So the white offset is about 0.25 wide, and the rose gold inset is about 0.76 wide, and the length is 11 for both of them. So what I'm going to do with the white, it's going to be the same thing as you saw me do with the Mama decal. I am just going to essentially just follow the same of the V pattern and apply these lines. Make sure you get them as straight as possible. You don't have to pull tight. Any excess. All right, so I'm gonna speed this up and do the same thing for the other sides. So now that I have all of my white portion of the lines down, I am just going to essentially just cut off the excess. And like I said before, I don't mind the overlap, so I'm just gonna go along the line and cut off the excess. And just because I don't mind the overlap, it just gives me, I don't know, my lines just seem to look cleaner, and it's not really that noticeable under epoxy. Off all of the excess for all of the pieces. Just making sure you pressing hard. But the key is just to make sure you have a sharp X-Acto knife. We have all of that done. So next we're going to start applying the rose gold insets. Now we have our rose gold lines. Now we're just going to make sure when we apply the rose gold lines, just try to keep them within the center of the white line, so everything looks lined up and nice and neat. So I'm just trying to find my center here, and as I'm pulling it around, I'm just keeping I'm eyeballing it just to make sure I'm staying in the center. It will bother me if it doesn't look centered. So I'm just going to follow that around. Just take your time. I'm going to speed this up and do this for the other 3 lines. All right, you guys, so now that we have placed all of our rose gold, same thing. However, like I said, I do not mind the overlap, so that just allows me to get a clean cut, and to me, it's really not that noticeable under epoxy. However, if you do mind the overlap, you're just going to slit this here, take off the excess, and continue on the other side. But for me, I'm just going to follow my lines, and I'm just going to take my little squeegee tool here and just try to get everything nice and flat before I start cutting. And I'm just going to dig deep. Not too deep because I don't want to puncture the white portion. Get a clean cut. Okay, so I wanted that V to continue with the rose gold and the white. So I'm going to speed this up, do that same process at all of the other points. All right, you guys, so now we are all done placing our decals on here. So I am going to make sure that I seal this with a coat of quick coat because I don't want to risk any of my vinyl lifting with these little points or anything like that. So I want to make sure everything is nice and flat and smooth. So I am going to seal that with a coat of quick coat, apply 2 thin coats of epoxy, and we'll be on to finishing up our scrapbook tumbler, you guys. I'm so excited for you all to see the finished process. We are baked. Oh my God, you guys. I cannot believe how amazing this tumbler turned out. Will you just look at those colors? Just look at the white, how that is popping off of the navy blue and the rose gold, y'all. It is just so beautiful. So I would definitely be placing this tumbler on my Etsy shop and my website as well. So if you guys, if this is something you would like to purchase, just please let me know in the comments below. Y'all, it is just so smooth. So like I said, applying, when you're applying fabric and scrapbook paper, you do want to make sure you seal it. So I sealed the heck out of this because I did not want any issues with all of the hard work that we had done on this tumbler. So I at least sealed it about 4 or 5 times with glitter glue before applying my first coat of epoxy. And of course, you saw me go in and apply my decal and our vinyl stripes as well. Y'all, they turned out so pretty. So the key when you have a lot of detail going on is to also apply a coat of quick coat. That just allows and ensure everything does not move and your vinyl does not have any lifting, you know, going forward. So that is definitely a key. So I applied a thin coat initially, and then I went back in with a flood coat after that first thin coat had dried, y'all, and it turned out so pretty. Y'all, that rose gold playing off this, it's just the perfect match. It's just a perfect match. So I will list each and every one of the supplies that I use in creating this tumbler so you guys can recreate something like this for yourselves. So you guys, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to place those in the comments below, and I would gladly get back to you. I would gladly get back to you and answer those questions. Yo, it's so pretty. I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. This is just totally my style, you know, simple but elegant at the same time, and it's just this is just my style, you guys. It's just my style. So I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing me creating this tumbler. It's just so beautiful to me. It's just so beautiful to me. It just makes me smile every time I look at it. I don't know, I want to keep it for myself, so I think I'll make me something like this for myself. So I really love this. I really love this. So you guys, once again, for today's video, I do have a quote for you. So the quote for today's video is, "What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise." Yeah, I don't know about you, but like I said, I've been through many things in my life, and sometimes you think they're just like the worst thing ever, and you just feel like there's no hope in coming out of that situation. Y'all, hey, I tell you, God has always been around the corner and has lifted me out of some of my most darkest days. So you guys, it is definitely possible. So just, keep going and just realize that those bitter trials that you may think are just so okay, you cannot overcome them. Actually, they're actually blessings at the end. So I really hope this quote has inspired you guys. I know it has inspired me. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed my quotes just moving forward. So like I said, it's just something that I like to do. I always, when I'm speaking with people, I just always like to leave them with some type of motivational message, without them even knowing that I'm doing it. And a lot of them always say to me, like, oh my God, you just make me feel so good after I talk to you. It's just something, a little trait that I've always had within me and I've always admired about myself, and others have admired as well. So I just want to share that with you all. So I just, just a little bit of motivation going forward in your daily lives, and I just hope that it's helping. So once again, makers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And please don't forget to click that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of my future content. And you guys, I have a small announcement, but I am not going to share it with you guys. It is just going to be a big business move that I am doing in the next couple of weeks. And you guys, yes, I am going to share it when the time comes. So I am just so excited to share this news with you guys. So please be on the lookout for that big news. It's going to be an exclusive video just for that news. And you guys, I am so excited. I am so excited. So you guys, I hope you really are enjoying my tutorials. And once again, I will really, really love to have you on board if you have not subscribed to my channel already. So you guys, makers, until the next video, you guys stay blessed. And most of all, continue creating. Once again, makers, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you on board. Also, I have created a new Facebook group in which we all gain inspiration from others. It is a safe space to create and share. The link to the group is listed below. Until next time, stay blessed and continue creating.